Oh, no. Guys, you're here? Oh, okay, the GUNLANCE video. Oh, yeah. Okay, wait me a second. So as you know, guys, I have got a poll for you to vote about what the next weapon video will be about. And sadly, the swags and the GUNLANCE had the same amount of votes. And as a smart ruler of my community, I did as any smart ruler would do, to choose equally without any bias. I picked the GUNLANCE. I know. The swags is better in the eyes of community than the GUNLANCE, but in my point of view, I need to try it because I'm a secondary swags main, by the way. I've been playing with the swags since the 3rd generation, so I have to give the GUNLANCE at least a chance to appear. And for those who voted for the swags, I promise you guys the next video will be about the swags. So before starting, don't forget to hit the sub button because most of those who are watching my videos aren't subscribed, sadly. Maybe because they are unloved, just like a dual blades in my poll. And I don't want to mention the SNS7. Anyway, the GUNLANCE. And as the lance in my last video, it is one of the most protective guardian weapons. It wasn't my favorite, of course. I tried to play it in World and Rise, but still it didn't click with me, right? Especially in the old generations. And I've tried it before in Monster Hunter Freedom Unite, and the same thing happened. I threw it in that box, never returned to it. So why to give it a chance now? Simply because of my last video. The lance showed me something I have never seen in Monster Hunter. That all of the weapons had to get a chance each. The lance was one of my worst weapons in Monster Hunter. But after giving it a chance, it was clear to me that I was mistaken. And the GUNLANCE and the lance look alike. They almost have the same guardy shell and the same stick-like emulator speed. But the main difference is fire. So, as any other weapon in Monster Hunter, I have to learn the moves, the combos for this weapon to try it first. And to not do my first mistake, which is I just grab it, try it, and throw it. Because I didn't like it. Now I have to learn the moves. So I'm going to the training area because I told you guys, I have no friends that main the GUNLANCE. As I have friends at all. Anyway, I opened that YouTube, I went to the training area, and I start training. And surprise guys, as you voted before in my last short, that I will include the 6th generation of Monster Hunter with the 1st and the 2nd and the 3rd and the 4th and the 5th. Okay, too much work for me, guys. Are you happy now? I hope so. Anyway, in Monster Hunter World, I start to feel something different in the GUNLANCE because I had at that time 2 GUNLANCEs. The fire of them were different. And after searching for this issue, I understood that the GUNLANCE has types. And oh my god, do I have to learn them all? No. Do they all have the same combos? Yes. So simply, I grabbed any GUNLANCE I saw in front of me in any generation. The first thing I noticed that they never changed the Wyvern Fire because it's one of the most famous moves in Monster Hunter, especially for the GUNLANCE. It had it the first. But I noticed that in Monster Hunter Wilds, you have 2 Wyvern shots instead of 1. For the previous generations, you only have 1 Wyvern shot. And as usual for any other weapon in Monster Hunter, each generation give the weapon more and more combos to be more complex. So I've noticed the changes in the combos in each generation. The 1st and the 2nd and the 3rd almost had the same combos, almost. For Ultimate introduced some new moves, and for World, oh my god, it made the GUNLANCE bright again. I don't know what you call this thing which catch the monster and start to do more and more damage than explode, but it was first introduced to Monster Hunter World and I loved it because it was introduced in the next generations like Rise and Wild. For Rise, as usual, the wire bug mechanic made more and more combos, but the best introduction to GUNLANCE was in Sunbreak. Your shell turtle is mobile now. You are flying around as long as you have some shots. Protective weapon with mobility is insane, but in Wilds. In my point of view, Monster Hunter Wilds gave the lance the best combos, the best gameplay, the best shots ever. I don't know how to tell you about this, but it doesn't feel like a GUNLANCE. I'm moving and shooting and hitting at the same time. It's more mobile, more even than Sunbreak. And in my point of view, I think Monster Hunter Wilds gave the GUNLANCE, my bad, the best combos ever. Anyway, after training, I have to face a real monster. And as usual, a mobile object is more difficult. It didn't win as I expected. I don't know about you guys, but I don't feel the same thing as I felt with the lance. I know they look the same, but they feel different. And I don't know why, but the gameplay still feels a little bit clunky. Some buttons are crossed and give you the same output. The first point I was very concerned about is the damage, but thankfully the damage was more than enough and more than what I have expected. With the right combos and build, you are able to do more than the whipstick itself. So the damage is perfect. What about the gameplay? The gameplay is only my concern here. Maybe because I treat it like a lance, but it is not. For the mobility, I have no concerns because it is a guardy weapon after all, so you don't need the mobility that much. But if it is your concern, you can use some evade extender to solve it. But as expected, like the lance, it needed some skills, like guard sub, and of course, offensive guard. And of course, I was about to say constitution until Char Stray advised me not to. Thank you, Chartray. So after mastering the combos, the skills, and the gameplay of the GUNLANCE and stopped treating it as a lance puppet, I finally got to my final decision about this weapon. It is one of the greatest weapons in Monster Hunter, and the lack of mobility didn't lessen it. The damage is great, the guarding is great, and the gameplay is cool, especially with the addition of more combos in Sunbreak. But still, before Sunbreak, it wasn't that great. Same for Sunbreak, it's still not that great. In Wilds, they made it the best ever. I don't know guys, but if it was for Monster Hunter Wilds only, it would be in S tier, but I'm ranking it for all of the Monster Hunter generations. So I'll put it in A tier because it's one of the greatest weapons, or maybe I'm just a noob at it. So GUNLANCE mains, please guide me. The comments are open, please give me your guidance. Thank you for watching, and don't forget about this. See you soon. Happy hunting.